didn't know Game 3 was going to have that effect on you.
I
Sorry.
do silly things.
Yeah, but we do have StarTale.Life up in the top right corner of Cloud Kingdom. He is the new player in for StarTale, and the winner of the previous game, it's LG IM.YongHwa, the red Protoss down in the bottom left.
I think this is going to be a fun game. I just, anytime life is involved, I think it's going to be ridiculous. I think it's going to be over the top. Enjoyed seeing the games against Creator at the TSL4 finals. So even though life did end up losing that set, they were still fun. It was a well-fought match. And Creator, good to see him. You know, I mean, obviously he broke onto the scene as he was very, very young. Still is a really young player. I think he just turned 16 or?
Yeah, Creator's 16, Life is 15.
Yeah.
So I am almost as old as those two players combined age, which is kind of ridiculous.
I actually don't know how old you are.
I'm 26 years old, so I'm not. I'm only 5 years off.
Okay, I was like, wait a second. I was like, I thought you were younger than that.
Well, still 5 years off from combined age of two of the best StarCraft 2 players in the world. That's kind of interesting to me. It's kind of weird for anyone who's not 20 years old yet. And you look up to players in professional sports like LeBron James or just any young, fresh out of college player that joins the NBA or NFL or something like that, eventually get to the point where you're older than those players that are getting signed for millions of dollars to the teams, and you look back and you think, why didn't I do that? Like that guy's 19 years old. He's getting a bajillion-dollar contract.
Yeah, I'm 25 years old, so I'll put that out there as well. But no, I'm the same way. I'll always be like, oh, I've been watching this guy for a few years. He's 24. Yeah. What? He's been a star for 3 or 4 years now.
What about Flash? He's 20.
I know.
Flash is not even legal drinking age in the United States.
I know.
And he's got such a storied history already. It's ridiculous when you realize things like that. But professional sports, it really is like, I can't believe like this pro golfer or NASCAR driver or anything at all. They're just so much younger than you, and you're like, I couldn't even imagine doing things like that by that age.
And since we've been, and since we've shown that StarCraft, the players can be a little bit older and still be very, very successful, I think Flash has a nice long career ahead of him. So,
yep.
All right. Well, YongHwa does manage to get down his third. He's starting to work away at this pylon that was up at the front, but it was a good job by Life to sit there and delay for as long as possible. Decides to put up a photon cannon before he puts up his gateway, largely due to the fact that he had harassed for so long and he didn't want to take any unnecessary risks. Excuse me, and do have 4 Zerglings out now starting to work away at that pylon.
All right, so obviously he's going to be able to... someone did correct me. The other day, it was Hyun versus... Who did we just watch? Hyun versus Grubby.
Yes.
And I said these Zerglings were chewing through things, and they were like, Zerglings have claw attacks.
Yeah.
They have melee upgrades. They're not chewing. But then you look at a picture of a Zergling, and its teeth are crazy.
Yeah. And I believe someone else said in that same thread, because I read that comment as well, that Zerglings don't really care what parts of their body they use. It's just all of them.
They'll attack with whatever part of their body that they can. But I always just picture the Zergling teeth, and I think they're chewing through things. But they're right. I mean, the animation actually has them like batting away, but that's not as cool sounding as chewing. Like I can picture them chewing through destructible rocks.
Yeah,
that's a really mean animal thing that is chewing through this rock.
Teeth?
Yeah, dude, diamond filament teeth.
I'm cool with that. Let's see here. So third hatchery just finishing up now for Life. YongHwa decided to go forward to the Nexus, then Cannon, like we said before, wanting to make sure that he's going to stay absolutely safe and already rallying his first Zealot out on the map. No quick +1 for him, though. You can see he's built up a little bit more gas because a couple of these other structures were delayed, so he has more gas this time than he would normally. So he probably could put up a Stargate without the aid of third and fourth gas right away, which is normally what we see.
What is the red dot parked in Life's base right now? There is a probe?
Yeah.
He's hiding?
Yes.
Oh, he's a risky probe, but it's in the Fog of War, and he's never going to send an Overlord over there. So pylon in the base?
More
Twilight
DTs?
Council? Seems like a possibility. It's really weird to have a probe actually survive and just be forgotten about in the main like that, especially after Lings are already out on the field.
Okay, well, YongHwa could certainly do a ton of damage, especially if Life is just doing that normal 3-hatch, no gas, and delay on tech for a little while, which it looks like he is. He's getting his gas at, well, pretty much the right time. We'll start to see an evolution chamber here in just a second. Round of Lings is coming out for now, but YongHwa is certainly not going to fall to that. There's Twilight Council. We'll probably see the Dark Shrine.
Do it. Oh, my goodness. So YongHwa already showing some success against Hack in the last game with these DTs. This time he's got an open invitation. He's like, already got his foot in the door with that probe. He's adding on more gateways. He can do a warp in. Well, that's going to put him up to 4 now.
Yes.
He can do 4 DTs at one time.
Correct.
And just start wrecking these poor drones. There's no spore crawlers anywhere. There's no Evo chamber. There's no lair. There's no detection of any kind is basically what I'm trying to tell you. He's not a Terran player. There's an Evo chamber at least, but that is just luck. That's like pure blind luck, I think.
As the drone was on the way out, he would have caught the smallest glimpse. It would have only been there for about half a second, so he probably didn't notice it on the mini-map. So YongHwa just showing a little stalker and zealot pressure, wants to make sure that he can try and force a few more lings out of his opponent, which he did. That's 5 drones that can't be created now.
Those lings could actually do some damage. That front line of YongHwa is not the stoutest defense right now. Oh, the pylon is in vision. No.
Yep.
Oh, no. Queen lings. Oh, no. I thought that was going to be so fun.
Well, that's really bad.
Ouch.
Actually.
Cancel. He's got to cancel it, right?
Yeah, if he wants to lose 100 minerals. But anyway.
I was going to say, if he didn't cancel it and was just like banking on like starting that warp in, but even if the pylon died during the warp in, it wouldn't. Oh.
He just warped in directly underneath this Overlord as well.
But,
so
I don't know. That's a tricky one. Lings ran right past them just now too, and actually they're double taking because they were running straight down, and then when they passed the DTs, they changed direction. So. Man, YongHwa, you were so close. And they're already surrounding the Spore Crawler, too, because they have no idea where the DTs are.
So
that's crazy.
All right, well, they're going to make their way, and
already
he sees it.
Yeah.
That's such good micro from Life. Are you kidding me?
He already did it at his other base. He already surrounded it, but I mean,
to catch that one, the other one he was preparing ahead of time, but this one he saw the shimmer and did it immediately.
He knew they were somewhere. So good on Life actually doing that. That's just crazy, man. And Warp Prism coming up. That's the follow up from YongHwa. At Fit First, the DTs don't get in and kill every single drone in the game. Make Warp Prisms. That's kind of what happened against Hack as well, right? Because he was repelled. The turret was already there. They had a lot of Marines in the bunkers already, so the DTs were repelled initially, but that Warp Prism play helps you get in so much more often. Oh, look at this. Wide open ramp. The sentries are kind of between the 3rd and natural. That Nexus is going to have to be canceled. I imagine there it goes. Yes, canceled to get off. A couple of sentries under fire. Now DTs are in the mix, though, so all these lings getting slowly, sliced through, but the sentries, are still getting taken down. There's only 3 sentries left. Oh, you almost got another one.
That was totally worth it.
I
mean, for about the cost of 24 Zerglings or something like that, he canceled the Nexus, killed 2 sentries, and a couple of probes as well. So, I mean, that's about all you can ask for. And it holds back his opponent. His opponent's base for a long time. He's thinking about another push. I don't think it's going to work right now, especially with the Archons already out.
Oh, yeah. Archons, yeah, of course. The DTs, failed DTs from earlier. Just being made into Archons, that's going to help a lot against these Lings. And the DTs didn't actually get in very far into the base at all, so he actually doesn't really know what kind of tech path he's going to be facing here. The Lings are doing still quite a lot of damage. That Sentry still, with only 4 health, is most likely going to get picked off. There it goes, finally, and that Stalker as well. So the Lings, again, doing a lot of damage. The Archon gets taken out, too. Man, these Lings are already super mean, and Banelings being morphed right outside of that 3rd base. This is going to be really interesting stuff. Life has just taken total control of this game after bouncing back those DTs so easily.
That's what I'm saying, and this is Life. I mean, he's just he knows that he has an opening here, so he puts his foot on the accelerator and he's not letting off. What a cool approach here, and of course Zealots are light units that get torn up by Banelings if they actually engage them directly. It's going to force another cancel on this base, I imagine.
Probes transferring or running away, I'm not sure, but they just all got taken out by those Banelings. The Nexus is of course going to go down. He doesn't need to use those Banelings. Hopefully he doesn't actually use them. There we go. Don't use a Baneling on probes either, please. Yeah, so he's taken out the Nexus, killed a lot of probes so far. He's morphing more Banelings. He's got a 50 supply lead. This game started as a very, very scary premise. There is a warp in way up here with a counterattack with some DTs, but he has a Spore Crawler and a Queen there to try and defend. The Queen is probably going to get chopped up, but the Lings actually do leave YongHwa's side of the map to at least form up, and oh wow, Ventral Sax is already done too, so he can even drop immediately.
Yep, and Pneumatized Carapace, so these are fast Overlords as well. So here it goes, big old drop, and there's really not a lot here from YongHwa. So first few units running through, they're going to go directly into the main, and there's really nothing that YongHwa can do about this. No, he's actually just going to try and take out the army, being a little more bold, using the Overseer to soak up some shots, and drops the entire payload on top of his opponent. Everything getting dismantled, and this is just complete and utter destruction by StarTale Life.
Poor little force field is being so ineffective. Oh, if only those were 2 Banelings instead of 30 Lings. Like, Like, that would just be incredible to watch. But yeah, there's nothing standing for YongHwa anymore. A couple of stalkers and probes only. So even if these overlords just float around, that's actually going to scare YongHwa. I feel like this game is potentially over for IM.YongHwa.
Yeah, sorry to be the guys who called GG before the actual GG is out there, but it's 36 supply and falling as the Zerglings are not destroyed, and that indeed is going to be all she wrote. So we're just, see here, YongHwa loses the rest of those units down to 10 supply, literally can't produce anything else. There's GG. StarTale goes back up. They have the lead in this set. It's now 2-1.
Man, great play from Life all the way through that. Just that